Hello everyone and welcome to the EVN Disrupt podcast. My name is Nejda Zaturyan. I'm the editor of the creative tech section here at EVN Report. This week we are continuing our podcast series from Digitech with Dr. Anu Noorma, the Director General of the Estonian Research Council. Dr. Noorma spoke with us about how Estonia has been able to build a successful scientific and innovation ecosystem and the importance of communicating the need for science funding to society. Thank you for listening. Dr. Noorma, thank you so much for being with us today.
Mm-hmm.
So you're here at Digitech from Estonia, and one of the things that we've heard a lot about, especially in Armenia, and I think it's true of many emerging ecosystems, we hear a lot about Estonia's science and tech ecosystems. Can you pinpoint what has been the reason for Estonia to become one of the most successful emerging ecosystems in Eastern Europe?
Thank you for this invitation to the summit, but also the questions. And first of all, I have to say that it has taken a long time, actually, because we are talking about more than 30 years now when all this started to happen. And the main enabler in the system to be flourishing right now is really that we got freedom, we got independence, and it was really very, very huge change in our country. And the second issue was that it wasn't easy. Also today, it is not easy. So we have to work hard, every one of us. As you also know, that Estonia is actually a very small country. We have 1.3 million people around. We don't have such huge diaspora globally as, for example, Armenia has, so that around 10% of total Estonians live out from Estonia. So it is not very big number. But how we started, it was actually the first things what was done was really to be open for the international community, and especially for in research. If all your common networks, common collaborating partners, also contracts with industry, what we had in Soviet time, it ended very, very rapidly, and it caused very, very difficult situation in research institutes. So the first step was really to reorganize systems so that we can be open for the international community, so that our foreign partners know that Estonia has high potential, and we are willing to collaborate, to continue and build up the new collaboration lines. So,
what does that look like in practice? What does it mean for a country to open itself up to the international community in science?
It actually meant that we started to appreciate and acknowledge these researchers who were able to publish in English in international journals. These researchers who already had been acknowledged by our Western partners. So actually also during Soviet time, there was a very big number of researchers, topics who have been worldwide acknowledged, so that they were very much appreciated. And the second turn was also that it happened already like 1995, the clear goal to incorporate the scientific community to the universities, because we really needed like a critical mass of clever people, and because of the small number, we wanted to have research and higher education working very, very close together. Now it comes this difficult part. It was very difficult for these people who had done their research career only together with Russian and Russian-speaking community, so that it was difficult for them to change the direction. And also these researchers who have been pointed only for pure research activities, so who didn't have any connection or any wish or any experience how to teach, how to supervise.
Right.
So for these people it was very, very difficult, and it needed really big power, for human power to be able to act differently.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very brave people. Of course, also it was, as the world was open, many talented, especially young people, they took opportunity and they moved out. They started to work in other countries, found good positions as a researcher. So it was really like dual.
Was that a way of then having Estonia be connected to these universities abroad?
Yes, I guess it depends now from the homeland. It was very important for Estonia to keep the connection with these people who decided to work our neighboring countries or in Europe, in overseas, in America, so that it was important to keep connection and really to build up joint activities. So this is something what we do also nowadays. And when we joined the European Union, actually the possibilities to collaborate with other countries in Europe, the possibilities to build up our own infrastructure together with European partners. So during the time, these possibilities came stronger to build up also strengths in Estonia. But we had to start from our own strengths already beginning of 99. So it was very much journey.
Has investing in science and research been a key component of Estonia's strategy since independence at the governmental level, I mean, or has it not always been a priority for the subsequent governments?
Of course, it was very difficult in the beginning because change was so rapid and country had really difficulties managing own life. Yeah. And as in the morning session, also former Minister of Economy from Finland said that some times ago that our countries were really poor at that time. And of course, then it was clear that we need higher education, we need clever people, we need research potential be transferred to the industry. But without having money, it is not easy to do. So it was continuous pressure to increase research and development funding. And only 3 years ago, our government really decided that there will be 1% from GDP what will be invested to the research and development. And they really have kept this promise. We are today moving to this direction, and it was very important. Even the 1% as a goal was in 2 previous strategies already as a goal, but it
took time to get there.
It took time, and now we are in this situation, and we just need to look how to use it and how to collaborate inside of Estonia, all these partners on the field, like public sector, private sector, governmental institutions, enterprises.
One narrative that has emerged in Armenia is that to solve a lot of the country's pressing problems, investment in research and development and science is extremely crucial. There's also been a lot of efforts put in place to sort of sell this idea to the public, to get everybody on the same page that investments in science are important. Has Estonia grappled with this problem at all? Has there ever been pushback that maybe these resources that are being spent at the governmental level should be spent on other things?
I don't think that it has been on opposite, but of course it is always how you make the choices, because we always have the problems that there are people who really need support, and there are conditions like energy, climatic changes, but the needs really urgent actions, and to understand that we need to have our own research output what could also help us. We need advice, scientific-based advice for the policymakers. Right. So in these difficult situations, this has been a continuous work. But I have to say that Estonians always have been such kind of believing into research, or we trust researchers. And it has been because we started in 1990s, and very many researchers actually took this very brave step out from very comfortable research field probably and started political careers. And of course, it is personally not easy, because you will have a lot of public attention in difficult times. Attention may not be very positive, right. But someone have to do this difficult job. And I see that it has been always a lot of trust towards research, and I guess that this could be one of the factors of success what we have today in Estonia. But the second thing is really also that being open and supporting such kind of like crazy ideas or very new and challenging ambitions, it attracts, inspires young generation. So that I personally have been part of Estonian space technology developments, creating a student satellite program, and it started 15 years ago, and now I see that these young people, students who started in the program, who launched the first Estonian satellite, they are now working in these companies. They have started unicorn companies, and they are now acting as a mentors to the new generation of clever people and talented people. So I guess it's this inspiration, motivation, challenging goals. This is what keeps these people working inside of Estonia and for Estonia. Otherwise, it is easy to go away and realize your ideas to some other country.
Yeah, valuing science is a great trait for any society to have.
Yeah.
How do you think about materializing the success of the tech sector in Estonia for broader society? Like, one thing that's often discussed in Armenia is that it's great that we have a lot of these really cutting edge high-tech companies, but often they're chasing after problems that are faced by the global market, not necessarily the market in Armenia. Is there a way to think about, making that innovation more inclusive, I guess, having it reach a greater portion of societies in emerging markets?
Yeah, I believe that creating an ecosystem is a very important step. And what we see in Estonia now, that these people who have started high-tech companies, they have become now mentors or investors. We have created also very supportive system by the government, so that like schemes like Invest Estonia and also startup visa to come to Estonia and have your startup company here, but also such kind of like very special events. For example, next week we have our new very common event, Startup Estonia event. So it lasts 3 days. There is increasing number of new startups, lot of pitching with international investors, but also our local investors, so that the community works together. It has been very popular to have different type of hackathons, like garage events. So young people work together like 24, 48 hours, create something crazy idea. And they will be able to start as a company later. So that I also find that the joining with like European Space Agency, have a space incubators in Estonia. So all this like supportive measures are part of the ecosystems, and it is important to keep people together, have the different generations together. It is not only young people who we need, but we also need, because of the small number of people, we need experience of elder people as well, who have been on the system of research, investments, innovation, but also the international networks. They have been appreciated by the different foreign partners, so that if you take new people into the ecosystem, you introduce them to your own network. All this influence very much like being in the very wonderful club.
My last question. So Armenia is still behind Estonia in many ways, and it's maybe where Estonia was. It's hard to put a number on it, but 10, 15 years ago, let's say. What's one piece of advice you would give emerging ecosystems like Armenia to be able to replicate some of that success?
I guess that it was also said during the first session that you probably can't like replicate, but I guess that you are in favorite positions because you can learn from others' mistakes.
Right.
So that this is something very, very important. And I wouldn't say that it is exactly that Armenia is behind, because every country has own way to go. And of course, as I said already in the beginning, there are many difficult problems in Estonia right now as well. So that even we have the highest number of unicorns, we really face the situation that having a total number of humans allow in Estonia. We really need now to concentrate on the more large international collaboration. So we need to increase our networks and have the ecosystem still favorable for our own country, for our own culture, for our own language, so that everyone has own way to go.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I really enjoyed the conversation.